Notice how I'll set both of those crotches or both of those elbows.
All right, let the fun begin.
Of course. I mean, they're freaking heavy, but it's just because the ground, I'm going uphill like that.
Yeah, that makes it really hard.
Is it gonna be worth it?
To have a bathroom? For sure.
Okay. And I'll keep going. is about as heavy as I can do.
You're the man, babe. You're the man.
Wanna come try a flip?
No, I'm okay. I'll help you the best I can, but...
Alright, help me put it up on the stands and ask my man Puma there why I keep losing shoes.
Did that help at all?
I think like...
I feel like I'm just in your way.
Well, of course it helped you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I love it. It's so beautiful. Okay. Just a little creaky. That needs to be fixed.
What do you think?
I like it. Yeah, I think it's better without. See, it's not even making that noise because I took this out. Like, it's kind of, it's better. I feel like it's a little bit more stable.
Okay.
That's not making the noise at all.
Cool.
Yay! I like it.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going? What's our
Not too good.
current situation?
Well, Chocolate Thunder is being chocolate turd, honestly. Truck is just having like a lot of issues, and they're like all related, and they're kind of piggybacking off each other to make my day kind of a living hell in regards to projects I need to complete that need the truck. We don't have much of a road to drive on. We just have like an old, you know, overgrown backcountry road, but we've been using the truck to haul, you know, little things from point A to point B and to down trees, because we can tie the rope to the tree and down it that way. And why don't you just come on inside and I'll show you what it's doing. Okay, first off, I need a new fuel filter in this guy because he's having a hard time idling, and I think it's in regards to the fuel filter needing to be changed out, which is a pretty cheap, easy fix. So it's starting, but if I don't keep the RPMs up, the car is stalling, and that's upsetting because we're having brake issues as well. So let me start it up. So that's kind of like as good as it sounds, which is not too good. And every time that it stalls on us, it gets a little more raw starting back up again. So it's idling right now. I kind of have to rev it up like this to warm it up in the morning. And we already been having, I think we have one of our brake lines went out, needs to be replaced, because the brakes all of a sudden were operating like half capacity. And then yesterday, while I was driving it, literally the brakes just stopped working. And I careened all the way down this downslope hill here, and I had to actually crash it into the forest just to stop the truck. So right now I got to get down to the bottom of the hill, which is the bottom of our property, because I got to have the truck on the road that we cut by the Yurt to pull a tree down. So let's see if I can get it down there. I'll show you guys how I'm doing it, like redneck kind of backcountry style. Luckily, if I rev it up, I can shift it into reverse.
Did you remove the blocks?
No. Maybe my lovely girlfriend wants to jump out here and remove the block. Hey, thanks, babe. Okay, so right now we're moving forward, but I got the truck shifted into reverse. So I'm revving it up to stop us from careening out of control. Nicole will show you the old road we're on right now that goes to nowhere.
And if it dies, then we're SOL.
If I take my foot off the gas right now, the car will stall. And if it stalls, we're because we have nothing stopping us from careening down out of control down the road. So I gotta focus for a second. Hold on. If I apply too many RPMs, then I can't shift from neutral to reverse. But if I, okay. So we're going forward, but I'm actually in reverse. The reverse is stopping us from going free fall, and I just gotta get 2 brake lines to replace. I gotta replace the fuel filter, I gotta replace probably the brake pads. I just replaced the battery, and I just finally got in a new oil filter and oil to replace the oil filter. So Chocolate Thunder is getting a whole makeover, and I'm hoping that this time next week when we see you guys, we'll be able to show you Chocolate Thunder riding again. In the ghetto, on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little Chocolate Thunder is having problems in the ghetto. Come here.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
What'd you find?
Yeah, Chocolate Thunder scared this little guy right here.
Oh. It's so tiny.
Bullfrog's super invasive, and a lot of Vancouver Island people are eating bullfrogs nowadays, bullfrog legs, because it helps to lessen their impact on the ecosystem, because they eat a lot of native toads and stuff. He's like, I like you, Jake. Here you go, bro. All right, so I got car skills, you know, like I do a lot of these projects. It's just that like Nicole and I are so busy doing certain things. Like we're trying to get ourselves the hippie hot tub, then we're trying to get the log cabin washroom, then the guest cabin, and then the solar panels and the fruit tree orchard. And those are our most pressing projects that you guys will see us do here if you subscribe and follow our journey. So this car stuff's getting in my way, you know, and it's not like I can just take the car, even if you had the money, I can't just take the car down the road to the mechanic, because I mean it's boat access only here. I mean, who's the mechanic? Well, it's Jake and Nicole, you know. So to take it somewhere, you got to drive it down to the beach, make an appointment with the barge guy, which takes sometimes a week, get it on the barge it across the ocean back to the shore to the nearest town. It's a whole process. So I'll be ordering the parts we need, fixing Chocolate Thunder, and next week, hopefully you'll see it riding again.
Okay, so since Chocolate Thunder is pretty much kind of out of commission, we have to walk everywhere. And we're currently walking to the community garden.
There's like a community garden that all the homesteaders in the area kind of travel a few miles away to go and have a little plot each.
Yeah, they have some plots there. You can either participate and have some plots or not, and we have 2 plots there. There's also a bunch of raspberries, loganberries and stuff, and we'll show you what we're gonna do with those here in a minute.
They have a lot of time-proven crops that work really well here and produce a lot of food.
It's a really beautiful area. It's I love the community garden. It's really nice. So we are walking, and it's raining, and we're using a wheelbarrow to take all of our stuff. So we're awesome, yeah.
I predict by this evening I'll have the white van up and running and back.
Yeah.
Because I've neglected that. Now I'll get off my butt.
Yeah. And we are both rocking the jean jacket. Look.
So lame. Couple that dress alike.
He's copying me because I was wearing the jean jacket first.
so it's a couple miles of wheelbarrowing the community garden, and the locals who've been here for decades that kind of like to perpetuate and see this community garden thrive do a great job with it, and I love to support it myself as the newbies here. So we've tried to support it for the last year and a half that we've been here, and they got a whole wall of red and white currants and different breeds of raspberries, and then over here they've got an incredible loganberry that puts off so delicious, the most delicious berries I ever had. So maybe this will show you guys how we're going to propagate some of these guys, and maybe take one little plant off of each of these mother plants, not hurt the mother plant, and then take those plants that are already delicious and successful here in this area and bring them up to Komorebi and see if they thrive up there. And they got the fruit trees back here, apples and plums, and some nut trees. So we're going to air layer 1 or 2 branches of each one. And I've networked with every person that has a place out in this area that has their own acreage, and if they've got fruit trees, I've said to them, hey, you know, would you mind if I take one air layer branch off your fruit tree and spread the wealth around? They're all so into it. So coming up, you're going to see me air layer a lot of the fruit trees in this area and bring them to Komorebi. If you don't know what air layering is, then subscribe, stay tuned, I'll show you. It's just the way that we can clone fruit trees, not hurt the mother plant, and spread the fruit tree wealth around. So let's get started. Hey babe, just for the newbies, what are you doing here?
So this is a raspberry bush, and I'm just taking some of the leaves because you can make this into a tea. Raspberry leaves are high in vitamin A, B, C, and D, and it also helps with menstrual cramps for females. So I'm just going to take some, and it's good to take some of the leaves so then it promotes new growth for a better harvest. So I'm just going to take these, cut them up, and dry them out.
Some amendments in my trusty little cross-country wheelbarrow. I'm gonna make a little bit of the soil here that has some nutrients but also drains well, and then I cut this pot up. We're gonna use these slits to propagate this loganberry. So I'll come back to you guys in 2 minutes. All right, let's go, check it. Got this little fence right here, so I'm gonna just I cut these slits in the pot so that I can just set this guy in the fence and it kind of holds itself up. Okay, so I got the loganberry here growing really well. Of course, I didn't plant this, but it's been here for years, and it's just, last year it yielded such delicious berries. I gotta save some and propagate this guy, so.
They were so good.
And big.
Huge, like really good.
Yeah. So we're gonna take the pot, I cut the slits in it, and just set the branch down in the slits. Okay, see these 2 nodes here? I'm gonna prune these guys off of here. We can compost or mulch these guys, and then Notice how I'll set both of those crotches or both of those elbows in my slits. So they're gonna be down there. And now I'll just go get some more soil and put it on top, and then roots will grow out of each of these areas. And we'll kind of get 2 plants sitting here. Then in a few weeks, we'll come back to you, show you the progress, and we'll be able to just lift this guy out, cut the branch, and have a whole new plant already potted up, ready to be planted again. We'll just keep that wet, and then we'll hope that no bears come by and thrash that. Okay, so now we got a raspberry, and we got these mother plants here that have been pruned back really well. By the way, I mean, the most feng shui and beautiful community garden ever, don't you think?
Oh yeah, for sure.
With the ocean just right there, and
You can hear the river,
yeah, it's fantastic.
the birds, the owls. Like an owl just made some noise. It was beautiful.
I mean, it's boat access only, it's in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, it's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
So we got this raspberry growing next to the mother, and we're gonna just kind of dig this guy out with as much of his root ball as we can, and then there'll be a hole there, so we'll replace that with good soil so that the mother plants are still good, and we'll hopefully be able to propagate this little baby and keep it going. And what's cool about this stuff is that we got like these fatties right here. So I kept a lot of his roots intact. Then what I'll do is I'll plant them up, pot them up now, give them a good watering, and then kind of let them rest for a few days. And then after that, I'll kind of thin out and pluck out all those other weeds that are in there. And then backfill some of this nice soil here. In its place, add some good soil back to the hole and cover it with mulch. Now the mother plant will keep going strong.
Protecting myself from the rain and the camera. Starting to let up a little bit again, which is good. Ah! Looking sexy. The wheelbarrow man.
It's like that opening scene of Les Miserables with Hugh Jackman. He's the sleigh.
And I'm under the umbrella because I'm the camera lady. So I get to stay dry. Sorry, babe. How is it in the rain?
Just 3 miles to go. It's hard going back to our place because it's uphill the whole way back.
Yeah.
And there could be bears any moment because this is where all the bears hang out.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a bear walking or always in the car?
Always. Oh, except for that one time, just like a couple weeks ago. But I didn't really.
You were walking.
I was, yeah. But that's, yeah, mostly in the car. So hopefully we can see a bear because I got the camera ready to go.
Thank you for tea and dinner.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Tea.
Thank you. How's that net working?
Good. It's kind of like drooping in front of my face, so it's kind of hard to...
Got to put the arm straps on. It looks so sexy on you. Oh my god.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like some weird bride that can't be seen by the groom because they have to stay behind the green mosquito net or something. Like.
Only have 4 left, so get this done and get back to safety.
You're doing a great job. Looks really good.
Thank you. I had a good teacher.
Oh.
Wait, I'm winking. Can you tell?
Who, Puma?
Not me.
Guys, come. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back, Kai.
He just drops it. Okay, sit. Stay. 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 Go get it.
Nice job.
All right, it's your turn to look sexy with a net now. Put it on. Yeah, put it on.
They're all over the camera. So I do this.
I mean, if you want to get fancy.
This feels like I'm putting on a bra or something.
Have you ever put on a bra before?
No, never.
Okay. There you go. It's the man's ear.
The man's here. It's the bro.
Oh, the bro. Seinfeld reference.
Everything did almost fall apart in the garden. So 3 days ago we came out and all of our garlic was unplugged out of the ground, and the greens that had come up out of the garlic were all eaten down, and the sunchokes and the potatoes. And I thought it was blue jays at first, but we had the net up over the whole garden area so the birds can't get in. One of the guys who's been here for decades and decades down the way has a pretty nice garden, and he's got a homestead like several miles away, and he had mice eat all of his corn. They pulled the corn kernels out of the ground. So I know it was mice. So these solar lights at night, they come on. I think they kind of startle the mice because the mice are little nocturnal buggers. Then we've also been doing this. So you can see how this bed has onions in the back, and if I pull the jar up, you'll see the onions there. 3 different varieties of heirloom onions. And like this one, another one there. And in the front, our scarlet runner beans just came up. So we've been using all of our jars we've ever collected, we've always saved, because we're gonna build an earthship home and a cob home, and we're gonna use these guys in the cob wall. But for now, they're gonna be placed, like watch this guy, see scarlet runner bean? Tomorrow, he'll be eaten up and pulled out of the ground. So I'm gonna put this little glass jar on him. Now, not only will that create a greenhouse effect, and he'll grow better because it'll be like a little mini greenhouse. The sun can also shine through there, he gets light, and I kind of like push it into the dirt a little, and mice can't get to the plant. And when it rains, rain hits the soil around it, and then the soil wicks it toward the plant. So it's pretty cool. So I'm just going around finding all the plants that have come up and putting jars on top of them. I'm also like really impressed that this jar thing is working. Like sometimes you try things in gardening and they don't work, you know, like peppermint oil for bug prevention. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But this jar really works. This is like an Amish thing. I heard the Amish do this with jars, so I'm trying the Amish technique and it's really effective.